Now we're live again. Let's wait for the audience to come back.
Ready to take a chance again. Ready to take... I don't even know the
Oh, I
words
love
of
when
it.
you sing Barry Manilow.
Like, I end up singing Barry Manilow more than anything else. I don't know why this is. I think it's because it's in my heart.
You know, I honestly believe that just a little bit of Manilow is enough to transform you.
Yeah, I mean, I consider me transformed.
Takes you to a better place, doesn't it?
Oh my god, I feel. Yeah, I don't even know the right words for it. Okay, I think this is going to work with this other computer. We'll see. Bill, also, I have.
All right.
I'm getting a new router this week, so that'll probably fix up a few
Oh,
things.
fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, you don't start dropping off until we're live.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like,
you guys missed my impassioned defense of happy birthday to me. It was so heartfelt and beautiful, and now it's gone.
oh,
I
it's
think I
not
heard
gone.
most
It
of
lives
it.
forever.
Yeah. I do like this movie. There we go. All right, let's get the lights going. All right. There's some people in the chat. Good. Okay, everybody's back. Yay. We did it. I don't even know where we were. All right, we did it. You did it.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to the internet, everybody. Anyways, let's just start. Rob, I love the book. I got to tell you, I've been reading the book. I've been trying to do 1 or 2 movies in it a day. And
wow.
Yeah. So just like parsing it so that I don't read it all at once. And it's reminding me how many slashers I enjoy. So I think you hit all the best ones on the list. Are there any that you feel like you didn't get on there that you wish you got on there, or any you've discovered since?
Not that would have been included in this book. I kind of got to a point where I was ready to go, and I really wanted to release it on Friday the 13th back in June. And I don't know why. That was just a big deal to me. So it is all of my favorites from the era. Probably I didn't go as heavy into the 70s, but I think I pretty much nailed most of the really, really good 80s. Now I've had some criticisms that I didn't cover people's favorite Halloweens or Friday the 13th, but I tried to explain that by saying I really don't count anything after, Halloween is Halloween 1 and 2, and then Halloween 3, and then I'm kind of done with it. And Friday the 13th, I watch them over and over again up to 5, and then after that. But I know a lot of people came into those movies in the sequels, and it wasn't out of any, disrespect. It just, I wanted to write about my favorites, not.
My wife's swearing at you in the car right now. She's watching the show as she's out shopping. She's like, "How dare you not talk about Halloween 6?" But that's
I
okay.
know, man. Like, who doesn't love that one with all the baby Michaels?
Oh.
And
what's crazy is he made the same movie twice. The producer, because he tried to start Mustafa Akkad tried to start his own other one in the mid 80s, and it is the same movie. It has the same obsession with babies, surveillance equipment, weird runes. Like, it's so close to the same thing, and I'm like, that's crazy. I think he finally got somebody who's like, can you remake this just a little better? And it's not. It's
like,
now
when
you can find
get into those, they're just so silly.
Yeah. And you can find action figures of 5 and 6 now, which blows my mind. There is an audience for the movies, which Appointment with Fear is the movie I'm talking about, of course. But like, there is an audience for him. But I think it's like you said. My wife grew up.
That's the same movie as Halloween 6?
It's very close. I mean, there's so much stuff that's close to it. I talked about it on Unsung Horrors, and it's like, it's crazy how close it is. There's a baby that shows up out of nowhere. There's a killer that wants the baby. There's like, if you kill this baby, you'll live forever. Like, a lot of like weird conspiracy stuff. There's a character that just loves audio surveillance for no reason. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's
Sounds
somehow
like the same.
but it's even weirder if that's possible, because it also has like a lot of like more synth in it. It's pretty awesome. And by awesome I mean it's a fucking mess. So yeah, it's a movie that I like. But I think my wife grew up. She was born in '84, so she's obviously, Halloween 1 and 2 were long gone by the time she grew up. So 5 and 6 were her movies. I mean, that's what she went to the theater and saw them very young, probably too young, and that's what she rented a million times, and therefore those are the ones she loves. There's kids in the.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Please.
Yeah, definitely. I
Let's
really
talk
do.
about. I'm sorry, we're on a delay, so.
As far as coming into those movies, I think that's what it is a lot of fans came into the sequels before they ever saw the originals, so that would be theirs. I get why some people love Friday 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan, part 8. I didn't particularly care for that one because the first one I saw in the theater was Final Chapter, which I write about in the book. There's no comparing part 8 to part 4, but you can still have fun with it. And if it's the first one you saw, it was probably pretty awesome. But some of those didn't really work for me. So I felt like instead of writing about them and maybe doing not the best write up, just to write about the movies I really liked. But Sam, you had asked about if I'd seen any since that I would add, and I did remember one. Savage Water was one I'd never heard of, and the guys on Hysteria Continues talked about it, and I picked it up, and that seems to be like that's the missing half to Scream from 1981. The people that go to the ghost town from the rafting, but you don't ever see any of the rafting.
Oh, that's their story, their side story.
The rafting part.
Oh man, I love that.
Yeah.
So if I had seen that one before, I probably would have included it because I did have I did have fun watching that one. There's just something about the movies of the era. So I understand when people come into a series.
I feel like
go ahead.
I feel like if you weren't there in 1981, where the floodgates just opened and there was slasher after slasher after slasher at the box office, that you can't really appreciate what it was like to be a fan of horror films at that time. Like before that happened, in 1980, there were slashers there because that was the year of Friday the 13th and Terror Train, He Knows You're Alone. It did have slashers in it, but those started to make money too. I think people were still kind of on the fence about whether or not you could make a lot of money by releasing a movie like that again. Like, what was the public appetite for a film? And by the time, Friday the 13th made it big, they were like, the hell with it. We're going to make our own slasher. I mean, we're going to bite off a piece of this. And that was just legendary for a fan at the time. And even if you didn't get to go see the movies, it was really exciting that it was happening.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's funny. There's a lot of nostalgia for Fangora magazine, but like those early issues, like the Fangora magazine that talks about Friday the 13th had, I think that's the C-3PO and R2-D2 cover. So it was like completely different era. Like Fangora hadn't even found their identity yet,
Yeah.
So it really is a special time. And then of course, then home video hit huge, so you kind of grew into, and plus we had HBO and Showtime, so we were staying up and watching those movies. So by the time I went to see Friday the 13th, the final chapter, I'd already seen the other movies either by renting them or probably watched them on cable. Actually, it was just an exciting time, man. It really was a time where it just seemed like there was a whole world of movies, and all you had to do is get your mom to take you down to the video store, which I know sounds horrible to young people today. And you had to walk and read boxes and kind of figure it out. But, oh man, I loved those days. Loved them. It was just part of the fun. So, yeah.
And that we talk about that a lot on the show too, is like, there's sometimes you had to figure out like, well, did I see this before? Because this sounds really familiar. And it's like, who knows what, from store to store, what distributor they were buying. You may, it may be a completely different title, but it's the same movie. And like, I love that. Like, my goal one summer was to rent every horror movie in the horror department of my mom and pop. And like I did, because they were 5 for $5. Do you know what I mean? For 5 days. Like, I didn't really, who needed to date or have a social life? I had all these movies to watch and to dig through. And that's kind of where my education of these movies started. And also, I've talked about before on the show, like our theater, we didn't have a theater in my town. So we had videos, all we had. And our store got certain movies that others didn't get. Do you know what I mean? Like, we got Bloodsucking Freaks and Zombie, but other kids that I would meet in college would be like, oh, you never saw The Burning? And I'm like, no, we didn't have it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it just didn't come to our store. So, you'd read Fangoria and get obsessed about these movies you had not seen yet.
And then you would just start seeing people in other slasher movies, or you would watch a teen sex comedy, and there's somebody that you remember getting chopped up in one of the Friday the 13th, and all those started to kind of wind together. I don't know, it was just a fun era, man. I really really missed that. But it's good that we had it.
Absolutely. You know how obsessed I am with
Right.
newspaper ads, and there were so many ads at that time because there was so much stuff coming out. You never knew what you were going to see when you opened the newspaper.
And I think in 1981 there was a new slasher just about every week, or if it skipped a week, there'd be 2 or 3 on a like a holiday weekend. Like, wouldn't you love that today?
Oh, that's the thing. Is like there was like, and we've talked about on the show before too. Like there's certain movies that came out then that weren't as well considered, and now you go back and watch them. Like, hey, Hell Night's pretty darn good comparatively to what came after. Do you know what I mean? It was like that was not considered a good slasher, but today we don't get. We get like we got like 5 or 6 years of slashers in that time in 1 year.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of reevaluation that goes on now because all the stuff that, there's been a lot since then, and a lot of it has been really bad. Like, I don't know, what are some of the slashers that people talk shit on all the time? Like The Final Terror, Go in the Woods, Scream. You mentioned, Rob, Scream from 1981. That one, people talk shit about those, and I don't know. It seems like the more there are now there's slashers galore on Tubi, any kind of streaming service. They're making like movies like that for content filler. But now it makes like Scream 1981 seem really good. You're like, oh, because that's vintage. It has a little bit of weight to it.
I think, especially when the video store era began, like slashers, a lot of producers were like, well, these are cheap. You just get 6 or 7 20-something teenagers, 2 or 3 people that are good at getting naked and maybe some effects, and you have a movie. And it's like, yeah, that's some of it. And then also, there's the whole shot on video era where 90% of shot on video was slasher, people making their own Friday the 13th style movies versus like, anything unique. And that kind of goes into the low budget, micro budget movies today are very similar. Like most people are going to make a slasher. Like all the Popeye movies that are coming out, they're all slashers because it's like, oh, like, okay, I guess that's what we do. We have the public domain for Mickey Mouse. Let's make him a slasher. Like it just becomes easy to do. The best ones in the genre don't fall into this, these story beats and aren't just, someone in the woods hunting people down.
I noticed when I was watching movies to write about for the book that I really have softened to some of the movies I didn't care about. Like back in the day, like in 1987, I feel like when I was renting slasher movies, you had all those Tom Savini ones, you had all the classics. So when you got something like Blood Cult or
The Ripper,
or Last Slumber Party, I didn't really care for them back then, but now like there's this sweet nostalgia that reminds me of that era, and especially with the Last Slumber Party, I really enjoyed that one again, and I hated that the first time I saw it. So it's really it's nice to go back and watch some of these.
What year is that?
The Last Slumber Party was 87. And I think it was a 16 millimeter as opposed.
I don't think I know what that is.
You haven't seen that one? Okay.
Yeah.
There's a book you should read, sir. Let's see.
I do have that book, and it's right here. And clearly, I didn't get to that part.
Page 115 of the All Night Video Guide, Slasher 70s and 80s. Yeah, it was just a kind of a cash in, and I think they filmed it in 1981, and it didn't get released until 87. So it even has that 81, 82 look to it, which I didn't appreciate at the time, but I certainly appreciate now. So
I just like the book because it starts with absurd, and I think knowing that Joe D'Amato is somewhere in that makes me happy. So as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I love this book. So also a secret Pittsburgh movie, because everybody's watching the Steelers play the Rams and eating spaghetti. That's totally in America. That's not Italy. I don't want anyone to think that's Italy. That's totally America. Also, nobody had seen Halloween 1 or 2 when they made Absurd. They had no idea. It's completely original. I will not take any negativity on that. But you got in a lot of my favorites. You got the majorettes in there. Come on.
I love the majorettes.
Oh, Pittsburgh.
I love the majorettes.
Pittsburgh representing. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm curious. I've had one person comment that my review for the Grim Reaper is actually the theatrical version, as opposed to the uncut Anthropophagus, which I just find to be boring. When I actually saw that cut and saw the gore, I was like, the gore is great. But, my God.
Do you prefer the other music to the Kingdom of the Spiders?
I do. Yeah. It just makes it
so much better.
Happy, and it feels like a slasher movie, and I can't hardly watch the uncut version. And I know that's a sin for slasher fans, but
I'm just amazed that it played in Pittsburgh. It played in like major theaters, like not like, like smaller or grindhouse ones. It played in the same theater that I saw Empire Strikes Back at. And that always blows my mind that like at any point I could have gone left instead of right and stumbled into that movie and been like assaulted by it. And like I would have been like 9 or 10. Like I would not have been ready for the Grim Reaper at that age. I would have been like, oh boy, this is well beyond the horror movie.
Frank Polvino asked a very interesting question. He asked if the Dr. Phibes movies were slashers. And that's a good point, because there were movies before the typical slasher film that had that pattern. I think the correct term is proto-slasher. But a slasher movie, to me, has to involve teenagers. It can't involve adults like the Dr. Phibes movies did. It has to have some sort of childlike element to it, where kids are being preyed upon by a mad slasher. And, there has to be some sort of... the Phibes had over-the-top deaths in it for sure, all of them, and they were all spectacular. But it really was not like a slasher film to me. I don't know. What do you guys feel about that?
Well, I would say that they probably certainly inspired the slasher films with the creative deaths. I totally agree with you, Bill, that slasher movies have teenagers. I just talked about one that I love, and I didn't realize until before we got on to talk about it that Drive-In Massacre doesn't have any teenagers, but I still love that one anyway, for probably all the wrong reasons. But as far as Dr. Phibes, I would say Theater of Blood or Madhouse are probably a little bit closer to like what we consider a slasher. But Phibes definitely has the setup, the stalking, the preying, the creative death. It's because doctors killed his wife, or his wife died on the surgery table, which I think that's been used dozens of times in slasher movies. So it definitely has some of the inspirations to slashers, but I don't know that I would actually count it as a slasher. But
Yeah,
I think it has its influence.
There's
What
a
do you-
good Bill. Sorry.
What do you guys think? I was going to ask you, what's the first slasher movie? Is there a first slasher movie? Could we even identify anything like that?
I think there are slasher elements to a lot of films that stretch way back, even, into the old Dark House kind of movies, that there are, people getting killed and, and trying to figure out who the killer is. But, of the form that is accepted, like, obviously, I don't think Halloween's the first one. I mean, Bay of Blood could be considered a slasher. What do you call it? Torso could be a slash. Torso is way closer to a slasher than a giallo, in my opinion, and has like the look and feel of it. Of its, a little older than teenagers, college students, all getting stalked by a killer, and one lone final girl. Like, I think that, but yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. Is Psycho with
Black Christmas?
Black Christmas? Yeah, like there's a lot of different ones you can point it to being. It's the same thing as like fighting over like what this verse, but I think like Halloween's the one that like codified and kicked off obviously what it is, even though Black Christmas beats it by how many years.
Yeah, I would totally agree. For me, it's Bay of Blood. I really feel, and why I feel that, it's got the mystery. It's all based on the Countess's diary, her diary entry from February 13th, 1970, which was a Friday. So it's all about Friday the 13th. There's 13 kills. And right in the middle of the movie, they dropped teenagers.
Yeah.
Teenagers get dropped in the middle of the movie for no other, they're there to screw, get drunk, get high, and get killed. And that's the first time that I can kind of consider that. Like, I don't consider Psycho. Psycho has a lot of the tropes, but I don't consider that. Whereas Psycho 2, I definitely consider that a slasher for the kills. But you got two kids sneaking into the basement to screw around, and the one boy gets killed.
Yeah.
So to me, slasher.
Yeah,
So, but for me, I kind of consider Bay of Blood the first slasher, like what we consider a slasher today.
I do love you, Rob Freese.
I love the story of Christopher Lee being upset about that movie, that he had seen it, and he's like, "Oh, Bavo made such classy movies. Like, you were in The Whip and the Body. Like, I love that movie, but it's a scuzzy movie. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, we're not. It's not like you were working with Fellini and suddenly Fellini made The Burning. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just a little dip." He also probably didn't see Blood and Black Lace, which is just as mean. The kills are
nasty.
Yeah, it's got some. We just watched it. I don't know why it took so long to have on the show, but watched a couple weeks ago, and a lot of slasher feel, because like I think that people always ask me like, what's the difference between giallo and slasher? Like, giallo has more sex in a different way. It feels like more sophisticated. There's better music. There's fashion, and then the murders are like set pieces, and versus like if it's more about like finding out who the killer is, to me it's always a giallo, versus like a slasher. A lot of times, especially with the Friday the 13th, it's like it's no surprise, we know who the killer is. It's just how do we get him back within the movie.
Giallo have a lot more. There's a lot more J&B Scotch.
Oh yes,
present also.
Yeah, and paper dresses. You need to have like that happens in Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward, where two girls get in a fight at a party, both wearing paper dresses. And apartments, there's like a lot more like furniture porn within giallo, where you're like, I can't believe they have an apartment like that. Like, versus, it's a cabin is a good, or a school. These are good places for slashers to take place. And you don't expect, it's a little less sophisticated. You don't get like an Edwige Fenech or Barbara Boucher in a slasher. You get, you get your Scream Queens, and it's a little different. But I think it's really interesting though, because like you can really break down, like, as you know, we're all geeks. Like you can further stratify the genre into like there's so many different kinds of slashers. You know what I mean? There's like, you know, the sequel ones, and then there's ones that are like, you know, based around a date, and there's ones that are based around a holiday, and there's ones that are based around a weapon. Like you know, I've done this. I'm guilty of this as anyone. Like I'm really trying to like break down like how do these all come from. I love that at some point we ran out of holidays. So we have like graduation day, a floating final exam, like floating holidays. Happy birthday to me, 100% a floating holiday. It's whatever you want it to be. Whatever your birthday is, that's when this movie, to me, this movie just happened July 25th. Everybody else is like, it could happen any time of the year. And, you know, we start to, I think there's something cool to that because Halloween is, and Black Christmas, the first like two big ones are holiday based. I also love ones that get in, and this is where the genre crosses over a bit, like Prom Night, where there's an event that happened in the past that ruined someone's psyche. X-Ray has this too. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, if you were shitty to someone when you were 5, there's a good chance that years later when you go in for an appointment. That's why I love Hospital Massacre or X-Ray, whatever you want to call it, because it's like he had to do a lot of shit for this revenge plan.
My God.
It is the most like thought out revenge plan, and the coincidences that had to happen to get to this are astounding.
What's the one with Caroline Monroe?
Slaughter High.
Slaughter High, yeah.
Yes, that's a lot of planning that was involved in that.
Also, 30-something teenagers in Slaughter High versus 20-year-old teenagers.
Yeah.
Carol Monroe's like 37, I think, when she made that. She's gorgeous. So what, you know, I'm not being an ageist, but it's like what, their 10th anniversary of
no, but she's supposed to be a teenager.
Yeah. Or 5th, and she's like, oh, I remember high school. I'm like, no, you don't.
I think that for the slashers I love the most are mostly the golden age, and they exist in a world of teenagers.
Yeah.
And they're going to be in suburbia, in a school, or in a summer camp, and there's going to be very little adults. They're kind of, and a lot of them, something happened in the past because they were young and dumb. Like The Burning is kind of questionable. Like I think a lot of people probably watch that and don't even put it together why Cropsey is after that particular group of people at the camp. And I can't even say that I'm 100% sure why either, but I think that's important. Creative death. They were just thrill rides. And this is something that I noticed because I do watch a lot of them that are made for streaming. And the ones that we grew up with were made for an audience. They had to go to the theater. Like there wasn't made for video yet. Mm-hmm. They were made to get a reaction. That's why Halloween worked so well. That's why Friday the 13th has that ending. They have to work and shock to get people to come back and see it again and again. Whereas movies now are kind of made to be watched alone on your phone, on your laptop. They're not really made with that audience experience. So we were very lucky.
I do love that you got in Don't Go Into the Woods Alone in the book too, because while that movie is ridiculous, I love it just because, like you said, people just show up just to get killed in that movie. There's like no character development whatsoever for them. It's like, and it's continual, like new people just keep showing up. And you're like, where did all these people come from? And it's like eventually the movie has to end, but it's like there's no like act structure, a traditional film structure of how it goes together. It's just like a whole bunch of killing, like, oh shit, 10 minutes left, let's wrap this up.
No, people roll into that movie in wheelchairs and on roller skates. I mean, they just kind of roll in, and I made a comparison saying that basically that's the same movie. Like Friday the 13th Part 5 is the same.
Yeah,
and people took great offense to that.
Oh, I don't.
Not understanding that all I mean is there's no story to Friday the 13th Part 5. Like Joey gets killed at the beginning. Jason's back and people just show up and get killed. And that's exactly what they do in Don't Go in the Woods Alone. And that's why I love both of those movies. Neither one are I don't think that Don't Go Into the Woods Alone is a great golden age slasher, but I do think Friday the 13th Part 5 is the last great slasher.
I think I like Don't Go in the Woods because it has a great theme song.
Wow,
which is
part 5. That's
ridiculous. Yeah.
controversial.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of the perfect slasher. There's not a whole lot of story to get in the way of him killing like almost 30 people.
Yeah.
So
I think the other interesting thing is I have two questions for you. I see Bill's loading up the ads for this, but I have two questions. One, what's your feeling on supernatural movies? Are they still slashers like Nightmare on Elm Street and other films? Because I think I've talked to some people that are super hardline about that, and they're like, "There's no way that those can be slashers."
To a certain degree, I consider the first Halloween supernatural. So I count that. I even will go so far as to say the Final Destinations could be considered slasher movies, and Death is the killer in those. So yeah, I neglected to include Superstition in the book. That'll be in the next one. But that's a supernatural slasher that I definitely think
Love
is a
that one.
slasher. Yeah,
we haven't shown that because it's
goofy.
never streaming, so we've never got a chance to show it.
Oh, really?
Bill and I talk about it all the time about how much we love Superstition.
I mean, it's streaming, but it has to be free for us to do it on this show. So
right,
yeah, it's a movie that hates all of its characters. It's like some slashers kill characters. Superstition can't wait to kill people. It's just like we're gonna fucking wipe everybody out.
So does the audience.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. Then the other thing I was going to ask you is like I think the interesting thing about the formative films of the genre of like Halloween, Black Christmas, I'd say the first two Friday the 13th, they feel like they're thought out movies. There's like beginning, middles, and ends. They're made by, especially I'd say both Black Christmas and Halloween are made by super talented directors who made more than just those movies. And then at some point, that nothing succeeds like success. Like you said, a lot of these movies are just throwing kids into the wood chipper and just putting it out. And it's interesting because like by the end of the cycle, when you get into the Halloweens 5 and 6, there's characters like the Man in Black that they had no idea who he was when they finished 5. Like
right.
And they're just like, my wife says like she waited till 6 came out because couldn't wait to see how they resolved that. Nothing at all. Like nobody thought about it. And it's like, that blows my mind that you've spent so much money making this movie and you don't know who the characters are. It's almost like, that we're the people that have to write the movie for ourselves a lot of times. That would happen with old Marvels where people would get the no prize from Stan Lee because they'd be like, this doesn't make any sense. And he'd be like, well, tell me how to fix it. Like, no, we're paying a lot of money for this. You make the movie that has the answers in it. So I always find that interesting. So when a slasher does come out, and it always feels like now, sorry, almost done with the rant. Today we get slashers and it's like, oh, this is a return to slashers. I'm like, I don't think you were around for the old ones. Like In a Quiet Place is fine for what it is, but it's just a lot of walking and like 2 or 3 good kills versus a sustained level of stalk and slash and like energy. Like you said, those movies were designed to peak and valley and to get people to scream and yell in the theater and versus like, hey, look how cool this idea is. And I don't see any of that wanting to make a thrill ride of movies anymore.
I felt like the Terrifiers that came out in the theater were like that, but I don't think audiences are comfortable to react.
Yeah.
Like we used to. I mean, we used to scream and carry on. Now a lot of people are on their phones and they shush you because they're watching TikTok videos.
Yeah. That I saw, like, it's very late in the cycle, but I saw what's the one before the Friday 13th before where Freddy grabs the mask at the end? Is that
Goes to Hell?
Goes to Hell, yeah. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, it's not a great movie, but I saw it in a packed
9.
Yeah, I saw it in a packed theater in Youngstown, and people were screaming at the whole movie and yelling. The minute he'd show up behind somebody, people were like losing their mind. Like, I'd prefer to see a movie like that, like where everybody is like honed in. But like you said, I don't know if that happens anymore. The last time it happened, Bill knows this. Like when we saw the car at the drive-in, and everybody was really into the escape scene at the end, and a truck drove right past the drive-in and hit that metal plate in front of the Riverside, and everybody went, whoa! Like you heard like people just yell because it was happening on screen at the same time. Like I miss those kind of things happening where it's like just you're like stuck in the movie. It's so rare anymore.
Even as recently as Scream I went to see Scream in a theater, and everybody was into it and screaming at the right times. It was a packed house, and everybody was like up and excited. So that helped me enjoy Scream a lot more.
Yeah.
Plus, I like it. Sam hates it, but I kind of like it. I think
I like how you always throw that out whenever you bring up Scream.
Well, I know you hate it. I know.
I
how
do.
Much you
Oh,
hate
I
it.
100% do. Yeah, but yeah.
I thought the first two Screams were fun. Both the first two, but after the second one, it was kind of over. Actually, the last movie that had a huge reaction was, if you can believe it, Freddy versus Jason. That was the last movie I went to that was sold out, and I had to come back the next day, and it sold out on the Saturday night show when we showed up for it. But you had a whole theater of fans of either one or the other. You know, I'm a fan of both, but I prefer Jason. And then they do the nursery rhyme, and the entire theater is doing the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. And I was just like, this is amazing. And I miss that. I really do.
One of my favorite stories is Mike McPadden, RP, wrote in one of his books that like he saw that Friday 13th, Jason Goes to Hell in a theater on Times Square in a grindhouse. And for some reason, there was a father and a son, and his son was like 7. And at the end of the movie, the kid stood up on his father's lap and screamed, "Jason's going to fight Freddy in hell." And his dad said, "Yeah, he fucking is." And he said it was like a bonding, but also really scummy. And he said it just like stuck with him. And that's why he loved that movie.
But Sam, you made a comment earlier about how the slasher movies always had like 6 or 7 teenagers. Another thing that a slasher movie needed to lend it some gravitas was a star.
Yeah.
A seasoned old star. And tonight's first film, Happy Birthday to Me, had Glenn Ford.
Right?
In it.
Oh.
Who I understand was kind of a troublemaker.
Of course. The old people always fuck everything up, right?
Yeah, I do now.
It's funny because I was just watching a breakdown of old movies, and they're like, "Why does Cameron Mitchell seem so angry and so like his performance is off from scene to scene?" I'm like, "Because he was wasted." That's why. It's like, this is not the stage of the career where they really care about their performance. I think Glenn Ford's fine in this, though. I really like him in it.
Oh yeah, he's great, but I've heard some behind the scenes, him not getting along with some of the people, and it works. Who's the father? Lawrence Dane. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh right, I forgot about him.
Have you guys seen the Happy Birthday to Me poster that A Hell of a Summer?
No.
It just came out earlier this year. They remade the shish kebab poster for that movie. They did that, and then they remade the prom night poster for it too, which I thought was really cool. Kind of calling back to the old posters like that.
That's awesome.
It's really a sad thing that the gore got edited out of this, because obviously that was what they were luring you in with that tagline, 6 of the most bizarre murders you will ever see. So, I mean, obviously that's a high bar to set before you've even walked into the theater.
Yeah, I always would see this in the video store, and I was like, oh, if this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the goriest ever. And it's like, no, it's fine. I
think that they did the shish kebab kill. I still think they did that great. It was a great setup, a great, the way they did it. Very little gore, but it worked. It worked better than the some of the other ones.
This is an interesting sort of gimmick. Of course, a call out to Hitchcock, who didn't let anyone into the theater after Psycho began. They're telling you now you will not be admitted during the last 10 minutes, which, again, we were way past the point where you could just walk into a movie before it was over.
What if you had to go to the bathroom and then and come back? You're like, nope. you're done.
You can't go back in there. Yeah, but I was already in there.
Yeah.
And how could you not be invited to the bizarre party if you have a ticket to the movie? You've been watching the first 140 minutes of the film, and then you're not going to be able to. Well, unfortunately, you have not been invited to the party, so you have to leave before the climax. Sorry.
Have either of you guys read Armando Munoz's adaptation, his movie tie-in for Happy Birthday to Me?
No.
It is amazing, and he totally fleshes out a lot of the bumpier parts of the story, which I think that we will all admit that there's some bumpy parts in the ride through Happy Birthday to Me. But he did a fantastic job. If you can ever find that novelization, I highly recommend it.
I was just blown away today by somebody commented on the Groovy Doom page. I had an ad up that had an ad for Empire of the Ants, and someone mentioned that there is a movie tie-in version of Empire of the Ants, which is already based on a book by H.G. Wells. But there's another book, a British book, also called Empire of the Ants, with a similar story. But yes, there is a third version. It's a movie tie-in, and apparently Joan Collins's character in the movie, she's gassed by a giant ant, and I don't know what happens to her after that if she dies. In the book, she's bisected by a giant ant that smashes her against a piece of glass.
Poor Joan.
I want to see that. Poor Joan Collins. Look at this.
Wow.
It's our own little double feature.
Hey.
Yeah.
I like that Melissa Sue Anderson's above Glenn Ford.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Yeah.
I bet he was pissed. That's why he punched out the director. He was mad.
Yeah.
He's trying to punch everybody out. $5 per car. Wow.
Pack them in.
At all 3 drive-ins.
Now, slasher movies at the drive-ins are fun too.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Like if I've gone to retro screenings of different ones, and everybody starts honking during the kill scenes, and that's just fun to me. I probably some people get aggravated, but I love that stuff. I also enjoy going to see retro screenings of older slasher movies, and the audience, the younger audience that maybe hasn't seen it, kind of thinks it's a joke, and then there's always some point in most of them where they're serious and everyone's like really quiet now watching them.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, this thing is actually playing for keeps.
It happens with Friday the 13th because everybody finds Steve Shorts really funny.
Sure.
In the beginning. And then about, like you said, about 45 minutes in, they're like, wow, this movie's really dark, and it's great. Steve Shorts are the definition of shorts, however. They are.
Steve is super uncool.
No, I know. He has a headband. Like, he's just, there's something about Steve.
A shitty look on his face that Alice, the budding artist, captured. You did last night.
Oh, wow. Look at this night. Oh, my God. Would you like
Dusk to dawn, baby.
2 a.m. is when I would show up for a bubbling beaker of bat broth. Whatever that may be. Soup.
Shot of espresso.
Shot of espresso, yeah. Wow. This is a pretty good graduation day and happy birthday to me together. Feels like it's kind of fighting.
Yeah. Pushing it.
Isn't that the vampire from the Zoltan Hound of Hell?
Yes.
Eagle eye, Rob Freese. Good for you.
I just watched it not long ago. I'm like, that looks familiar. It's not Dracula's Last Rites, though.
Which didn't even have the word Dracula in the title when it first came out. It was just called Last Rites.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I like that they tell you.
Waiting for, that's one of my most wanted films on Blu-ray. Last Rites.
I mean, Dr. Gore is after last week for me, but
well, that too.
Yeah.
The original Frankenhooker.
Oh, it so much is. I forgot to mention that J. Lee Thompson, man, his his movies he did are amazing. The original Cape Fear, 2 Planet of the Apes movies, Conquest and Battle, The Reincarnation of Peter Proud, 10 to Midnight, Kinjite, Foreign Subjects. See, there's those Bronson movies I bring up. One of Bronson's favorite directors to work with at the end because he understood how to work with Charles Bronson. He's only working from 9 to 5. Don't take a lot of time to set stuff up. Don't talk to him. His wife has to be in the movies.
It worked out.
It worked $1 million a movie. He got what he needed. Pray you're not invited, Bill. I prayed every night that I'm not invited to the party.
Dear God, please don't let me be invited to the party.
Yeah,
Thank me.
Who are you praying for tonight? Like, you're in my prayers. Well, my prayers, I don't have room for you in my prayers because I'm praying that I'm not invited to the party. It starts at 2:15, goes the whole way till midnight.
You could always just not go to the party. I mean, like, the
That's
invitation isn't the deciding factor.
It really is, but you know. Oh, they're playing together again.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the prophecy of the Black Spider? No, it's spelled
Prophesy.
Prophesy.
This is a horror movie about speaking in tongues.
Yeah. Oh my God. Prophesy Bear is in that.
I did not realize that Happy Birthday to Me played with When a Stranger Called so often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A natural double feature, as we say.
Sure, but with it being 2 years apart, like it had already played 2 years before, and then it came back to play on all these double features. That's great.
I guess they had the same distributor.
Yeah. You know what movie this reminds me of as well? I forgot to bring up Bill's Madhouse, not the Madhouse with Vincent Price, but the Video Asinitis.
Oh, right.
Because that also has a surprise party and I don't want to give away the ending, but it's very similar in that movie. AKA There Was a Little Girl, AKA And When She Was Bad. This ad's awesome, Bill, with the 99 cents slapped in. It's like a punk rock jacket turned into an ad. Man, with Outland, a somewhat fancier movie. Love it.
I mean, that's a double feature for $2 or $1.98.
Oh,
I mean, I'm there.
Yeah.
Large popcorn and a Dr. Pepper, and I'm good.
Do you think the shish kebab industry was upset about this? Because it feels like shish kebabs had made in the 70s had really made they're very much like felt like if you went to a swinging 70s party, you get shish kebabs. Then this came out, and I imagine if there was a shish kebab lobby, they're like, guys, you're ruining us for us. No kids want to eat them anymore after seeing it on this poster. Or
did it backfire? Let somebody else feed it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, did they maybe say, hey, you know what would be great for this poster if you put our thing
I think that it was originally in the original script it was fondue, and the fondue people kind of said no.
Yeah, the melting pot was like, guys,
the fondue lobby.
Yeah, we're starting this. The fondue killer is a slasher, though, Rob. An amazing idea where he just flings hot cheese at people and burns their faces,
right.
Or like drowns them in the fondue pot. I mean. Oh my God.
Scalding hot chocolate.
Oh my God. Yeah. He brings a chocolate fountain everywhere with him. I love it.
That's how they know that the killer's there. They see the hot chocolate or the cheese boiling.
They actually taste the cheese and like, this is not American cheese. This is a blend of Swedish cheeses. I believe. And like his mom had been killed at a fondue restaurant years before. And like, so he had become a fondue chef to get revenge on people.
The movie writes itself.
Yeah. There'd be a big, huge fondue party at the end. You'd have the two girls talking about the cute boys, and they pull the heart out of the cheese.
Oh my God, I love it. Yeah, like how you pull the orange out of at the end at the melting pot where they like put stuff in. Like, oh my God, we've been eating human parts because you scoop up the last part and there's an eye that comes out. Like, oh my God, I'm doing this movie now.
There would be so many screams.
Oh my God. I just wrote about Popeye today, Bill. I want to bring up something about because I see Popeye in this ad. I watched another Popeye slasher today. Why do I keep doing this to myself? I said, I'm not going to watch any of these Mickey Mouse or Popeye slashers. I watched every single one of them. I'm an idiot. This movie, very much like the only thing it has in common with Robert Altman's Popeye is that Popeye does not eat spinach. At no point, like if you're going to go all out and make a Popeye slasher, he needs to eat spinach. What the fuck are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, let's not, and that's why I hated Popeye as a kid. I hated it. And I didn't know Robert Altman. I was 7 or 8. I didn't know about his, and I was just like, this isn't my Popeye. Anyway, sorry, it's my rant. How about me?
I have to tell you, I kind of enjoyed Shiver Me Timbers.
That's the one I watched. It's better than it should be.
It really was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while since we've had a Haley's Comet horror movie.
That's what I love about it. It's like they have Popeye, and they're like, you know what this movie needs? Haley's Comet. And you're like, what? And like just the juxtaposition of a 1929 created Popeye and Haley's Comet in 1986. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And it looks way better than it should. It looks like it had an actual budget.
Yeah, it was entertaining, and now you can do the Haley's Comet triple feature, Life Force, Maximum Overdrive, and Shiver Me Timbers. So,
and Night of the Comet too. You could kind of fit in there.
True.
Yeah. Wow, I love this.
Look how they blotted out Joe Spinell's Hollywood Loaf in this Maniac.
I know. Oh,
you just don't see it anymore.
I also talk a lot about taglines. I love I warned you not to go out tonight. It's a great tagline. Like Maniac and Pieces, I think, are the two slashers that, when they would have the 2020, like think of the children things, and really slashers aren't that bad. Maniac and is definitely one of the ones where
the co-feature is Nightmare. How about that?
Oh, that's another one. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw the Pieces poster in a movie lobby.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God, I have to see this. Of course, I didn't get to see it when it was playing. That would have been incredible. But that's a poster that just smacks you in the face.
We did a screening of Pieces, and it was amazing. The audience was really into it, and everybody screamed at the right parts. Do you remember that, Sam? You were there.
Oh, it was great. Yeah. Pieces is awesome because it is a different kind of thrill ride. It's kind of like a dark ride because like sometimes it's really intense and scary, and sometimes a fake Bruce Lee shows up. And then it's endlessly quotable, but about waterbeds and bastards and tennis. Bill, one other thing on that ad I wanted to show you on that past one. How old do you think you need to be to learn the score? Because the night the lights went out in Georgia says you're never too young to learn the score.
Well, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I think you can be too young to learn.
I think you get. Hey, baby, what? Here's the score. Like I can't even speak yet.
Oh, they can't speak, but they can see and feel,
and they can know the score.
They know the score.
I like that they put a period in the title too. They're like, you know what? It needs a period.
That's a lot of words.
Yeah.
So is that Happy Birthday to Me playing with Urban Cowboy?
Oh.
Yeah, actually.
Wow. That's a very strange double feature, I think. Urban Cowboy is no less violent.
No.
Yeah, but
secret slasher Urban Cowboy.
Right, in on his mechanical bull.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's a little knife that comes out of the bull, like the trailer for.
That's the other side of double features is they don't have to match.
No,
true.
You can program them for different audiences.
Yeah. I've been doing double features on the podcast, Bill, and this week is Black Roses and Meteor, 2 movies that in no way go together. I couldn't think of a way to unite them at all. They're both shitty, but I love them too. So, yeah.
Can I go on to this ad
now?
Oh,
please do. Please do. I'm sorry.
We see this all the time because every once in a while we get to one of the movies on this list. I think we're down to one more we haven't done yet.
Yeah.
The Exterminator.
Oh,
is that one of the ghouls from Death Ship?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you know that ad variety because some people, you only know the ship with the skull face.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's an amazing Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
It's primo. It's Maui Wowie.
Only Robert Ginty stands out. Like the Exterminator, I like you, but you're hanging out with a rough crowd.
Yeah. So that would have been around. That would have been around 1981. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was like 82, I think.
Oh wow!
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, Heavy Metal and Seems Like Old Times is a very weird double feature, Bill. You're right. Like everybody's stoned as fuck at the end of Heavy Metal, and they're like, let's just ease you out of the theater with this one. Wow.
Here's a double feature for you.
Oh my god, Gloria!
Da-na-na. I think
Don't got your number. They weren't even worried about blobbing out the kid. They're like, what does he even have in his mouth? It looks like a foot. Could it be a foot? Like, what is it?
It just looks like he's got like a goatee.
Yeah.
Kind of like he looks like Weird Al in the Amish Paradise.
Yeah, he does. Is it something in your head? She's tough.
Look, Gloria looks bloodier than Happy Birthday to Me with that title treatment. It's like it's written in gore.
Oh yeah,
Goria. Fangoria.
Whoa. 6 of the most bizarre murders. Bizarre.
Now, I haven't noticed. This is the first ad that I've noticed the theme song.
I was going to call that out. Yeah.
In the box. Yeah.
We all were.
Yeah. I love that this movie has a theme song by Cyrita, Stevie Wonder's ex-wife. I think Bill knows how.
Is she?
Yeah, she was.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I think that all movies need both a theme song by somebody and a love theme. And this song will handle both of those. The other thing I looked up for this is that Columbia Pictures went full William Castle on this. They suggested that theaters recreate the film's closing scene in their lobby, inviting people to celebrate their birthday party while watching the movie, preventing anyone from entering the film during the last 10 minutes, and having scream contests on radio stations. So if they did the end of the movie in the lobby, why would they not let people come in during the last 10 minutes? Because you're spoiling the movie in the fucking lobby. I don't know.
These are questions that cannot be answered anymore.
Oh, what? Did I program this triple feature? God damn it. This is great. Yeah.
This really is above and beyond.
Oh, man. Yeah. I like that the tagline is like, remember that little kid you used to pick on? He's a big boy now. You fucked up. Evil speak. Like, what if you were, who is this kid?
He's the kid with the Commodore 64 from hell.
He is, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
You shouldn't have killed his dog. He's down there programming it.
It's the devil that dialed in on his dial-up modem.
Oh, my God.
I love you. The floppies.
Oh, I love Evil Speak because it does two things I love about movies. It's got a lot of Satan stuff in it, and two, computers do things that they couldn't do then and can't do now. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it once looks like a Commodore 60. It looks like a Commodore 64, but it's doing things, way crazy things. It's
like we wish the Commodore 64 could have done that.
That's why my parents gave me one. They're like, you're getting bullied all the time. Maybe you can find Satan through this computer and become a man. And like, will you find your, I would go from Ragman to Trick or Treat through this. It never happened. My Sammy Kerr never showed up. Oh, wow. Another
with our duo tonight. Yeah.
Bill, you love the Reading drive-in logo, don't you?
Oh, all of the drive-ins in this area were printed like that. I forget where this is. I guess maybe, I think this is in the South somewhere. Mm. Yeah, they were all in that light bulb font. I just love it.
Yeah.
Ooh, all over London.
Mm.
Yes. Our British friends got it over there. It was in the cinemas. Rated X. I'm still confused about the X rating because I think you could not get in to see an X movie even if you were 17. Or you couldn't get in at all if you were under 17 or something.
Right. Like whatever the age was, you couldn't get in. So then when they went to like the 12 and the 15s and like you had to be at least that age to be able to get in. So and they took that serious too. Unlike here. Yeah, from what I understand, they took that very serious because they were sending people just another year or two later to jail for the guy that distributed Nightmare on uncut. So yeah, they took it serious there. Whereas in America, it was all about getting that $3.25 from whoever had it for the ticket.
Wasn't the mob collecting it all anyway? I mean, you're not going to say
It
no to the
eventually
mob.
funneled to them, I think. Yeah, possibly.
This movie's got like 3 kind of screen queens in it too. I mean, well, I don't. Melissa Sue Anderson is the star, so she's not really. But Leslie Donaldson and Lisa Langolies are in this. So it's got and 2 people from Meatballs, Jack Bloom and Matt Craven. So as you said before, Rob, there's a crossover between the Stex movie.
The big guy. No, that was Bloody Valentine. Never mind.
Yeah, I love this double feature, though, Bill. This is a dream.
I knew this was the one you wouldn't be able to get over.
I know. I think especially because knowing how much gore, if the gore was taken out of Happy Birthday to Me, City of the Living Dead probably bullied it all the time. Like, hey, my producers didn't take any of the gore. My producers, if anything, put more in. Someone throws up their guts in our movie. And you're like, yeah, I know. Sorry. You couldn't play it
they
the
weren't
other
seeing that in London, though.
No, that would have been cut. But still, I think watching Happy Birthday to Me after City of the Living Dead is, I'm sure Happy Birthday to Me kind of seemed a little draggy.
Like a TV movie by comparison.
Right.
And not a good one. Yeah.
Final ad for the evening for Happy Birthday to Me with Motel Hell and Zombie. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Wow.
I forgot to mention 2 things about this, Bill, before we go to break. One is that I like the scene where Ginny goes to her mom's grave and tells them that the rich kids finally accept her, that she can party with them. That's a weird scene. And then I instantly, I'm rich racist, as you know. This is the one thing I'm racist about is rich people. I hate the kids in this movie. So when they get killed off, like, you don't feel bad at all. Like, if you're worried, like that, you know, like with other slashers, you're like, I should feel bad they're getting killed. The top 10, any group that names themselves what they are, like gives their clique a name and comes up with their own nickname, the worst. Like, we're the top 10. They almost get killed on a bridge. That bridge scene is probably the most terrifying thing ever that happens in this. But yeah, you won't feel bad. You know, not good.
It's got the magic Trans Am though that fixes itself like Christine.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's
the
right.
outside, the pieces pop out of it. Yeah,
like that thing is destroyed.
Supernatural
and then
after all.
They're rich kids. Like you can fuck up your car and everybody falls in the water and nobody gets arrested. Everything's fine. I don't like them at all. These Canadian kids, these Canadian rich kids.
So we'll be right back in a minute with Rob Freese. We're hanging out. We're going to watch Happy Birthday to Me. It's the first movie in tonight's double feature. And in the meantime, check this out.
Yeah. The very first time I ate equal. It's such a personal thing. I put it in my cereal, I put it in my iced tea, I put it on half a grapefruit. I think that people don't realize how much sugar they eat. You're more concerned about what you put in your car than what you put in your body. There's sugar, have the...
Equal has 100% NutraSweet. No sugar, no saccharin.
When I sit down to make a choice, I choose equal.
Love triangles. Do threesomes work, or is marriage for 3 just an excuse for adultery? 3 threesomes tell their stories on the next Geraldo.
Monday morning at 9, here on Channel 11.
When you go to the haunted house at Camden Park, you don't know what will happen.
Camden Park!
The haunted mansion at Long Branch is a living, breathing nightmare of more than 30 incredible rooms, each with its own very special surprise. Wander through its myriad of secret passageways and winding labyrinths. Discover the graveyard of the living dead and its unimagined terror. There's Renfield and his spiders, the Prince of Darkness, Count Dracula, and many more. At the Haunted Mansion at Long Branch, it's waiting for you.
We're at the tavern, the silent one. We arrive like we own the place. The top 10 get the best seats in the house. The tavern is dark and smells of decay. Well, the end is nigh. First, it was Mandy, then the end is nigh. First, it was Mandy, then the end is nigh. Well, then it was Candy. We're at the tavern. 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 We're at the tavern.
You hear that? Like, gives my leg squeaking. It's because Reggie's in Alcatraz.
Yes.
Not a lot out. It's the saddest noise. Anyway, we are doing the Silent Woman for Happy Birthday to Me. Pretty simple drink. 1.5 ounces apple brandy, 3 ounces pineapple juice, 1 ounce cranberry juice. Look at this new shaker, a Yeti shaker. Pretty sweet. Birthday gift from my mother-in-law. Very nice. We're going to put them all in here. The nice thing about the Yeti shaker is, one, once you make a drink in it, you can just serve it out of there. We're going to pour it in here just so you can see it. But also, it's a lot nicer. These things come off a lot easier than the other shaker. Look at that. No mess, hopefully, right? Becca's like, hopefully. What I like is this one. This comes off a lot simpler. Look at that. That's beautiful. All right. So you drink this at the bar before you drive your car off a bridge, or whatever happens in those exploitation movies. Enjoy it, Pazuzu. First shaker's a success. This is really good. I hope you enjoy the drink. Hope you enjoy the movie. Oh man.
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu, everybody. I'm drinking it right out of the shaker.
Whoops. There we go.
Ah, lovely. Time to join the top 10 as they get drunk every night. I guess they're at least 21.
You
right?
know,
maybe Canada's different. I said that they're at least 21, but maybe Canada's different. Maybe they're like 19. I don't know what the rules were at this time.
Legal. I'm
We should have all
sure.
wore our scarves, our Crawford top 10 scarves.
Oh yeah. What are they the top 10 of? Like the top 10 richest kids?
Let's talk about Rob's book again.
I brought mine up too.
I've got a copy. Actually, I've got boxes. Right.
The all-night video guide, slashers, 70s and 80s.
Best era of slashers.
All right. Right on. I've been sharing the link where you can go get it.
Thank you. Yeah. Again, people have asked, am I cracking on slashers? No. It's really a celebration. I try not to give too many spoilers in case you haven't seen one of them. That's always kind of annoying. A lot of review books don't maybe consider that. I don't do real heavy, you get kind of a synopsis to kind of like whet your appetite and some highlights. And then if I had a personal experience with the movie, like seeing it in the theater or whatever, I try to get that in there. But yeah, I kind of consider it the best of the best as far as the slashers go. they're the ones that I watch and rewatch, and again, my wife walks in the room and she's like, "That's on
Really?
again."
So you think this movie is like?
Oh yeah, no, I think Happy
Oh, I
Birthday to
thought you meant
Me.
Happy Birthday to Me.
Yeah, I really love this one. And it's more the first time I saw it, I couldn't figure out who the killer was, even though the reveal maybe into the best, but it's still creepy. I mean,
It's not
really,
fair.
like when you're 15 watching it by yourself in the family room on a Saturday night and the rest of the house is silent, it actually was pretty effective. So I had a good time with it. Again, yeah, it's kind of draggy now. They could have cut it by 20 minutes or so, but
Speaking of finding things in the soup, you have Night School in the book too, which Bill and I talk about a lot. Is like one really great kill away from being an awesome slasher. Like it's like, do you know what I mean? Like it's just missing, like, I don't know, just something, and it'd be perfect. But I really like Night School a lot. You have that in there, and you have my favorite slashers in the book. The Prowler is my all-time favorite, which is
oh yeah,
the
Prowler's
greatest.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Night School is kind of a weird one because I don't usually like the slashers that are the police procedural, and
Mhm.
that's pretty much all police procedural. But that one, I don't know, it tends to work for me.
It's got that merry-go-round kill, which is really inventive.
Really cool, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's probably the closest to an American giallo, I
Mhm.
think. The
Yeah.
lady who wrote it really should have been knocking out slasher movies all through the 80s, but that was a one and done for her, which is
Yeah.
is really a shame. She had a good grasp on what worked, you know.
Yeah, and it's not it's one of those ones where I think not a lot of people have seen it. That's what I really like about the book a lot, is you cover a lot of, you know, it'd be like you said, it's easy to write about the ones people expect, but you get in a really great range of stuff. I mean, hell, the Majorettes is in there, which is not really that known, so that makes me super happy.
Thank you.
I used to
Yeah,
work right next to where the Majorettes was filmed.
really.
In Blawnox, yeah. So the secret of that movie is, Bill and I talk about all the time, is like you can tell who's rich or not rich in that movie by the size of the swimming pool they have. That's a Pittsburghism. If you have an in-ground pool, you're rich. If you have an above ground pool, you're not rich. You're poor. You know, but the in-ground pools, that's the way to show off.
Well, no, his pool was not in ground. It was actually like it was an above ground pool, but it had a fancy deck built around it.
That's someone
so
trying
that it
to
looked
be an
like
in-ground
it was
pool.
an in-ground pool.
Yeah, that's someone trying to go
Yeah.
above their means. Yeah.
So that makes me think of John Russo's Midnight. There's those two people with the frisbee, and I
Yeah.
think there's an above ground pool, and somebody was probably like, "Hey, Jack, next movie, don't do above ground. Show some class.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a deck built around
Let's
it.
see a
or
nice
in-ground."
looking pool.
I have signed posters of both those, and they have John Russo coffee all over them because they're the only ones he had. He had been schlepping these posters to convention after convention. Finally, I was like, you know what? I'll be the one to buy them. He's like, well, this one has a big coffee stain on it. I'm like, okay. And I thought, could there be a discount? No, not in his world. That's okay.
Do you have the one that makes it look like Macon County Run?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Lawrence Tierney's on it. I almost got Lawrence Tierney to sign it. I stood in line to meet him, and then I got up there, and he's like, "Sorry, kid, I have to go to the bathroom." And he got up, went to the bathroom, and never came back. So
you're lucky he didn't kill you.
I know, I know. It's like I could follow him in the bathroom, and they could find my body later.
I love this story about. Do you know the story about him and Seinfeld? That he was going to be Elaine's dad on Seinfeld. And
wow!
In the first episode that he was in, someone's birthday happened, and this ties into the thing because there was a birthday cake. He really liked the knife that they used to cut the birthday cake, so he stole it. And Larry David walked up to him and said, "Hey, did you steal the knife?" And thinking that he would be like, "No, of course not." He didn't realize he was dealing with Lawrence Tierney. He went, "Yeah, I'm going to fucking stab you with it." He had to be pulled away from Larry David, and that's why he wasn't Elaine's dad, because everybody was terrified of him by the end of the episode. Also, probably pushed someone out a window at one point that he was dating. He had a crazy life. One of my favorite actors, but also a complete lunatic.
Which is probably why you love the Prowler, because he definitely makes an impression in that one.
Yeah. So I love the Prowler just also because the Savini, it's like they're like I think someone called Tom Savini a pussy before they made it. They're like, you're a pussy. Your effects aren't that scary. And he's like, hold on. I'm going to put a knife right through someone's chin and have it come out the top of their head.
Right.
It's all a challenge.
It's like, it's nonstop, like, just like upsettingness. And also, its director is, made Invasion USA after it. So, of course, I'm going to have to love him. Sam's movie politics,
All right.
very jingoistic. Sam's real politics not the same as his movie politics. Anyway,
I did manage to get the link to tonight's first film posted on the Groovy Doom Facebook page. It's showing on Dailymotion. You're not going to find it streaming anywhere else other than Dailymotion. I've tried. So go get this link. It'll save you a little bit of time. Or you could just go to Dailymotion and type in Happy Birthday to Me 1981. And boom, there she was. So go get it, watch it, come back. Rob, you're going to hang around and come back on the second segment, correct?
Yes, I'm going to hang out.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Excellent. So come back. We hope you will join us on the second segment. In the meantime, enjoy.